Welcome to Oakleaf's YouTube IELTS study channel again. I believe it has been a long time since we met here, and it is the Christmas time. So, first of all, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all. But still, then, in between celebrating the Christmas and other festivals, we shouldn't forget about the IELTS preparation. And coming to IELTS preparation, there are a lot of misconceptions and questions without base asked by many of the students. I think today I'll be dealing with some of them. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ആൾ ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു കുറച്ച് കാലമായിട്ടേ ഉള്ളൂ IELTS ഒരു സോൾ ഏജൻസി ആയിട്ട് മാറിയിട്ട്. Before that, we had British Council and IDP conducting the same examination. And one of the baseless questions that used to be asked by many of my students was whether IDP examination is easier or British Council examination is easier. But the answer is, when the same agency, Cambridge University and ESOL examinations, conducting the same examination, and it is being physically conducted by different agencies, how can either one be easier? It is not possible. Both the examinations are the same, and it is no examination can be said easier or not. Well, now let us forget that, because now there is only IDP in the field. IDP Australia is the sole agency that is conducting IELTS examinations in India. Now, the other thing is, people have a misconcept that, well, I can speak English well. I speak English well, and what is there to worry about IELTS examination, and especially speaking? Well, that is also not a relevant question, because, well, of course, I admit that you can speak English well. Most of you can speak English well, which means the idea of communication or the purpose of communication is being satisfied. That's all. Your idea you are presenting in a verbal form, and the listener to you or the person who is listening to what you're saying understands that well. But that is not the concept of IELTS speaking. Coming to IELTS speaking, the examiners will very keenly pick out each and every mistakes that you commit while you speak. Well, of course, there can be minor errors. There can be minor errors that you might overlook while you are in an actual speaking scenario. But the IELTS examiners will pick it out, and you will get a negative score there. For example, the very common error that most of the candidates or most of the people while speaking to others make is adding an S with a singular verb. Maybe you do not know what it is. It is like when we say he speaks, it is he speaks. There is an S after speak. Well, but I speak, there is no S at all. And then you speak, she dances, he flies, which means when the subject is a singular, you have to have an S along with the verb. But most of us, knowingly or unknowingly, do not do like that. That is one of the most important grammatical errors made by most of the IELTS pursuers and normal speakers. Well, I believe that explains the importance of grammatical usages and the importance of not making grammatical errors in speaking. Well, another question mostly asked by my students is about the usage of punctuational notations and marks. For example, commas, semicolons, exclamation marks, full stops, etc. I have seen a very negative tendency among some educated people that after a full stop, it is quite known to even to 10th standard students that after a full stop, the next sentence should start with a capital letter. But to the contrary, I have seen many educated people not doing like that. And the usage of commas, word to put a comma and word not to put a comma. See, a comma in an inappropriate place will definitely give you a negative impression among the examiners. But a comma or or a full stop in a correct place is really, really necessary. As you know, your essays or reports or the letters, in the case of general candidate, it's letters, and in the case of academic candidates, it's a report. The punctuational symbols are very, very important. Where to put a comma? That's a question. Well, when you are writing a sentence, a long sentence, and you are coming to a small stop, a pause, let us say, when you are coming to a pause, you should have a comma there. It's common. It's known to everyone. But most of the times, what we do is we forget it. So always try to use the punctuational marks, the commas, the dots, the full stops, and the apostrophe things, everything in places so that you can create a good impression in the minds of the examiners. Well, I think that's all for today. I'll be back with another important tip on IELTS writing, speaking, and reading very soon. Once again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.